Hi YouTube, today we're going to be performing a CPU upgrade on an Advent Roma 1000 laptop. Here's the laptop in question. Just a standard run-of-the-mill laptop that you used to be able to purchase from PC World in the UK. This one originally came with Windows Vista and it had a single-core Celeron processor. What I've done is I've done my research, used a few programs such as SpeedFan to find out the make and model of the motherboard, and then found out what the maximum processor this motherboard will take. This one currently sports a Celeron 900. That's a single core processor running at 2.2 gigahertz with an 800 megahertz frontside bus. And the new one we're going to install is a dual core Celeron. This one runs at 2.1 gigahertz, and this also supports an 800 megahertz bus. So first things first, with all laptops, make sure you do not have the power connected. Also, remove the battery if you can. On some models you can't remove the battery, so what you need to do is once you take the back off, you need to disconnect any cables that connect the motherboard to the battery. Okay, so we have the battery removed, so we're now safe to work on this laptop. Okay, so as I said earlier, I have done some research on this laptop and I have found out that all I need to do is remove this back panel here. This is the panel where you have access to the CPU and also the memory. This laptop comes with 3 gigabytes of memory. It will support 4 gigabytes, but I'm not going to be doing that today. Okay, so this is the slow boring bit, removing all the screws. This laptop also did come with a wireless G card, and that has been upgraded to a wireless N card. Okay, so underneath here, this is where the CPU is. So what we need to do is we need to remove these silver screws here that hold the heatsink in place. Okay, next up on this, there is a slotted screw here. We turn this and that releases the CPU, so that is now loose. So what I need to do now is try and lift this up whilst the heatsink is still hovering above. So I'll do this very, very gently and carefully because I don't want to bend any of the pins. Okay, so there we go. The old CPU is out. And we'll now install the new CPU. Okay, when installing the new CPU, just remember the orientation of the old CPU when you took it out. There is a corner that is marked just there, and that is this corner here. So what I need to do is gently get this back into place, get it seated in the socket, and then turn the screw back to secure it in place. There we go, so that has just fell into place. What I'm going to do first is actually secure these screws back down to keep some pressure on the processor. And now that there is pressure on the processor, what I can do is then turn the slotted screw on the socket to secure the CPU into place. Okay, there we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is, before I put the back cover back on, I'm just going to put the battery back in and grab the power supply and just power this up and make sure that it is recognizing the CPU and everything is all working. Okay, so let's just pop the battery back into place. Right, so here goes. Okay, so the shortcut to bring up Windows Manager is Windows and pause break. Okay, so folks, that has fully detected. That has come up as a Celeron Dual Core CPU. The processor I have put in here is a T3500, and as I said earlier, it's 2.1 gigahertz. So that's all up, fully functioning, doesn't seem to be a problem. The only thing that this laptop would now benefit from is an SSD, just to speed up the boot time. But apart from that, everything is completely spot on. So that seems like it's been a successful job. So I'd just like to say thank you very much for watching, and please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe and share this video with everyone you know.